Oscar. I'm here representing SOFI, the Student Organizers and Filmmakers Initiative. And I'm going to ask you to take a second to think about the kind of media that you receive when you're scrolling through your news feeds online. So it's no secret that we're living through some pretty trying times. But what you might not think about so much is, where is all of this media coming from? What kind of news stories are you actually thinking about and being fed on a daily basis? You probably know a good amount about Washington or Mar-a-Lago, Syria, North Korea. But did you know that today there are people in Providence, elderly and disabled, who can't leave their homes to even get food because bus fares were slashed recently? Or do you know that ICE is operating in our communities, sequestering people? Or do you know that tomorrow at City Hall they're voting on a Community Safety Act that would try to place police power from the police back into the communities that they should be serving in the first place? You might know about these issues, but if you do, it's because you took the time and energy to find out about them in the first place. And it's also because someone on the other end was producing that material for you. And unfortunately, a lot of organizations in Providence, in Rhode Island, working today, don't have the resources to create that sort of media. So a year ago, I started a group called Signs of Providence. It's a collaboration between student organizers and filmmakers at Brown and a homeless advocacy group called House of Hope. And what we did was, together, we would make videos about the issues that House of Hope is facing today in Providence. And these videos would get upwards of, well, total, they got viewed about 10,000 times by people in Rhode Island. But more importantly than that, they would also get into the hands of legislatures and people in power in Rhode Island. So they got quoted in city halls across the state. And recently, we were instrumental in making sure that there was legislation that was being proposed to make it illegal for the guys or women standing out on the street asking for money. They wanted to make that illegal throughout the entire state. And we were instrumental in making sure that didn't happen for our videos. So the Signs of Providence model works because you're taking two communities and allowing them to work together to answer each other's problems. You're taking students who have the knowledge and physical resources to create films of high quality, and you're pairing them with institutions locally that have the institutional and professional needs that these students can provide for. And what that does together is create a product that is good not only for these two groups interacting together, but for the general community, or communities, because there's just one. And what those films do on a larger scale is actually start to change the very environment through which we produce and consume media. You're creating a new media environment where spending time online, trying to understand what's going on, is no longer this overwhelming experience of things that are going around across the world. Suddenly you're actually engaging with things that you have a stake in locally. So today, Signs of Providence is growing into SOFI, the Student Organizers and Filmmakers Initiative. And our goal is to work with university students, high school students, and youth groups throughout Rhode Island and pair them with different organizations working on things like systematic racial oppression, or environmental justice, or immigrants' rights. And the way we're going to do that is to take groups of 3 to 4 students, ask people what they want to work on, what are the issues that they're passionate about, and pair them with organizations that are actually working on that today. And all you need is one person who knows how to use a camera, another person who can do research, and someone else who can edit. And all of a sudden, you have the institutional capacity to create really high-quality films for groups that are doing really good work but can't get their message out. And the best part about this model is that even though it starts in Providence, it's completely scalable. You can do it in any city that has students and nonprofits, which is essentially every city in the United States. This is basically a movement to start creating a new kind of media, a media that is focused on our actual communities. It's a media that when you watch it, you understand better what's going on around you and what you can actually do to change that. And I'm going to show you now a video that Signs of Providence produced that got a lot of both positive feedback from the community, but also ended up in the hands of people who are making these decisions that we're talking about. I also want to take a moment to thank Hope because they were a part of this project as well. It's a great group. Just saying. Too much thoughts. And that's that. Thank you.
The soup kitchen's here tonight for those that can get out. We're going to start seeing numbers lower between this week and next week. We have no choice in the matter. Some people can go out to their car and fill up with gas and all of that. We can't do that. It's not that easy. The last 2 days, I haven't even been out because I can't afford to get out. I have no other transportation. I'm in regular rent housing, which makes it very, very difficult. I'm squeezing every penny I possibly can. We're kind of trying to get a numbers on some of the soup kitchens, and there's at least 2, Pawtucket and Riverside, both are down about 50%. Yeah, it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. And despite how much people want to say nobody goes hungry in the state of Rhode Island, yes, people are going hungry because they can't get out. Especially at the end of the month. The last couple of weeks of the month is very, very tough. Live a week in our shoes and see how you feel. See what it's like to try to stretch our budgets. That's the only way that anybody's going to understand. As if they live a week or a month in our shoes and see how little we actually have. I didn't ask to be disabled. I didn't ask to go ride free on the bus. But that's the way life has turned for me.
I ain't got no story. Ripta doesn't care. They think we get a lot of money every month. We lost, nothing more we can do. I'm sorry to be happy negative. That's how I feel.
Oh, hallelujah.
We tried, so we can do it.
White hits that and it charges it.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, honey, I'm used to food. Go ahead, do what you gotta do. We do the interviews all the time.
So thank you for watching that video. Vote for SOFI if you choose to do so, but mostly if this is a project that interests you, reach out to us because we have a lot of volunteers, but we're always looking for more, and it's going to be a really great project.